During the summer of August 2011, London saw a rebellious clash between the law and the youth. Up till now, no one really knows what fueled the young men and women to do what they did. We'll try to find out.
But we had enough back.
Are you happy with the way you're living? Are you happy with them taking out your wages all the time?
You know, as well as the police, they harass
These things
them.
are going on.
Just want to
Like
get
we
hurt.
can't
We
eat.
want justice. We want a piece of the cake,
out of
bruh.
our belly, taxing us so much you can't eat.
Yet data from one.
By crowds of rioting youngsters.
The riots were sparked after 29-year-old Hans Douglas was shot dead by police.
Even though Clapham is thought to have low crime rate, on the 8th of August everything seemed to be different.
He ain't got no good for us. What's he done for us? And if you want to listen to him so much, watch him on the TV. Where were you lot last night? Where were you last night? I was down here trying to get children out of this rioting last night. Where were they? Standing up there, standing right there, telling me they can't go down there and rescue a boy that's being beaten up on the corner. Right? That's citizens asking for protection. Right? Right? He said it, and then he said he wasn't. He said he wasn't coming back.
Have any of you felt any kind of bad feelings or remorse about what you've done since the looting? Let me ask you first.
No, I'm alright, you know. It just feels like a normal day to me. You know? Really.
And what about you? Any bad feelings at all? Have you ever thought about it at night when you've been sleeping in your bed?
No, because I'm watching my plasma that I just got. Feels like Christmas came early, so every time I go out, yeah, I'll go Bromley, West End. I'll dress smart, the smartest I can. I even beg my mum for a new pair of trainers, like a pair of shoes, like smart shoes. Go out, hand out my CV, you know, talk the politest I can. But nah, they ain't noticing me, so obviously if they ain't noticing me from that, I'm gonna have to start doing it a different way.
How long have you been living in Clapham?
I actually lived in Clapham, yeah, all my life.
Could you tell us about your youth in terms of community spirit?
Yeah, it was a very, you know, good youth, really. You know, everyone got on with everyone, and it was quite sort of a nice area, you know. Everyone used to sort of hang around down the bottom hill, the Pen, and years back you used to have like a club, an after-school club, you know, and that was quite good, you know. It gives you something to do, you know. You come home and you have your tea and you could go back to the after-school club for an hour and a half or something, and it gives you something to do. Then you come home and you do your homework. If you heard of a shooting, it would be a big thing. It would get spoke about for months or years later. Same with knife crime. But today it's like, it's an everyday thing. People don't tend to sort of, you know, make a big thing of it now because it's happening so often.
My name's Trevor Reeves. I'm the Financial Director for House of Reeves, which is my family business. Family business has been here since 1867 on this site that we're in now. I'm the fifth generation. It was started by my great-great-grandfather, and at the moment my father has come out of retirement to help us on the recovery after the riots.
Were you here when the store was burning in August 2011? What did you do? What was your reaction to it?
I was cross, upset, despondent, every sort of emotion that you can possibly imagine. I soon divorced myself from those types of emotions and just started to think about how we're going to recover from this, because it was obvious that the building was going to burn down once the fire crews didn't arrive within the first sort of 3 or 4 minutes. And knowing what was inside the property and also knowing the construction, that was it. It was gone. So there wasn't any point in worrying about that anymore.
What was your reaction when the guy confessed that he was responsible for burning the store?
I wasn't surprised, because I was in court when the prosecution were putting the final bit to their case, and having seen the CCTV footage and the evidence that they had, it was very obvious to me that the defence lawyer had nowhere to go. The staff have been brilliant. We've managed to recover to the store that we're in now. The rioters have also got into this store as well, so this was a bit smashed up. So we've managed to create one shop out of the two shops, and we're learning to trade with all the different commodities that we have here while we try to stabilise the business and work out some sort of other recovery plan.
Do you think the riots were caused by shooting a young man in Tottenham, or it was more due to political reasons?
The Paul Duggan thing was first initially how it started, and then they said it was obviously to do with like benefits and all that.
I saw some protests like for the tuition fees, like to trying to avoid them to increase, but not riots, not like violence, nothing like, you know, nothing that bad, yeah.
How many more of us black people or Indian people or Syrian people have to die in jail before something happens? Then you get this and everybody's crying, oh, they're just criminals, they're just criminals. Well, they're hungry people too. Because last year they were able to buy a pair of trainers. This year they can't. So don't tell me, I live in it. I live in this.
Data shows an increasingly divided nation. The 10% of the richest population are 100 times more wealthy than the 10% of the poorest. The same study also finds that youth unemployment is well over double the national average. One MP says this context is important.
There's no question that for all types of reasons, to do with the economic circumstances, to do with things like the cuts in the education, the coming cuts in jobs and services.
They say that like the youth people in England don't have many opportunities now for jobs and stuff. That would be another excuse, but not quite good either, because I'm young and I have a job, and then I could find another job. You know, it's not that difficult.
In terms of education, do you think that children from poor families will be able to afford education in the next years?
Yeah, that's a good question, because it's going to be a lot more money. It's going to be very expensive to go. But yeah, they still can get the finance, but I mean, they will have a...
Yeah, it only goes so far, and when they finish, I mean, you're going to have like a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it will be worth to go to university and then pay this amount of money at the end.
What do you think about community reaction after the riots?
It was a good spirit when everyone come with their brooms and that and ash pans to come and clean up afterwards. I just thought what amazing, you know, community spirit that was, you know, to come and clean up, you know. And some of them people could have been some of the kids or some of the people's family that have done some of the damage, you know. And, you know, they more likely felt totally embarrassed and wanted to do their bit to clean up afterwards. But, you know, it was very good, you know, the way that they done that.
Our journey has come to the end, but still we did not find the real reasons to why London was put at blaze on summer 2011. It had happened before, in the past, and it happened again now. The question is, how can we avoid it in the future?